Hola, y bienvenidos a Amores Patos Face the Disney Afternoon. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is a podcast which two best friends get together and talk about the premiere of every show in the Disney Afternoon.
Today we are recapping Darkwing Duck, Part 2, the second part of the premiere of Darkwing Duck, the 1991 Disney Afternoon series.
Yes.
That was very long-winded. I don't know where that was going. We're back.
Yes.
A dinosaur story. But, in case you don't follow us on Twitter, which is our main source of really, podcast news.
Yeah.
We are not taking a hiatus from Amores Patos. We're just going to be releasing probably episodes. I mean, we were already releasing episodes on a monthly kind of basis, because, I don't know.
Yeah.
Life stuff.
Yeah, life.
That's how it's working out. But now we're going to do it more purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
One, because we're going to be running out of episodes soonish. We have about 15 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are recapping all the premiere, blah, 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 blah. There are about 15 episodes left, and that includes, the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
That includes the Goofy movie and Extremely Goofy movie, which we'll be recapping after the two-part Goof Troop premiere.
Yes.
For example. Yeah, so with all that, we have about 15 episodes left of Amores Patos Face the Disney Afternoon, and we don't really want to reach that endpoint yet.
No.
So we're gonna go to releasing episodes about once a month, and at the same time, we also started a new podcast, which I believe we mentioned in the last episode.
Yes.
With no elaboration.
No.
We did that and then posted on Twitter that we had a new podcast and actually gave details.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new podcast.
Yeah.
You never guess what it's about. I think genuinely.
Yeah. I don't know. Especially not coming from me.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Specifically the 2003 series of Ninja Turtles that I grew up watching, and then I was a fan of Ninja Turtles before I even heard of DuckTales.
Yeah.
So, not to, compare, but I've always been a fan of shows with anthropomorphic animal characters, I guess.
They're the best.
Not in a furry way. It's true.
I mean, yeah.
Now it is.
Oh my god. No, yeah, I mean, it's fun. Watch it. We just started, but
yes.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're at Foot Clan Radio.
Yes.
If you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, want to get into Ninja Turtles, want to know what the fuss is about, and want to learn about the more, not retro, an older series, 2003, which is my favorite series, and which I'm dragging Faby in with me, same as I did with DuckTales.
Yeah, if you miss, me being, the one that's learning about things, because I did watch it vaguely as a child, but I have absolutely no memory of most of it.
Yeah, I'm the Turtles expert.
Yeah.
I've watched now every version of the Turtles, every movie, and every animated series. I have not watched all the live-action series, which is really just the next mutation. I haven't watched that, and I never will. Maybe I will. I will, for research purposes.
Yeah.
Boy. Anyway. Yeah, if you're a fan of this podcast and like listening to us talk about
media.
Yeah. Definitely check us out. We're just getting started. We're barely going to record our second episode today, right after this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give us a follow, give us a listen, because we'll be uploading episodes there much more frequently.
Yes.
Because we have 156 episodes to get through for Turtles, so we'll be sticking it out for the long run, which is great.
Join us.
Yeah, definitely. Because, and obviously, we love Disney, love Darkwing, love everything like that, but it'll be nice to get a little break from Disney. Mm-hmm. Especially since I'll be working there.
Yeah!
Surprise!
Drum roll!
Another big reveal. I don't know. I recently got hired to work attractions at Disneyland, which I live about 15 minutes away from, and which is basically a dream come true for me. Obviously, as a huge Disney fan, as the keeper of so much Disney lore now. So I'm really psyched. No idea where I'll be working specifically to start with, but yeah, I'm real excited.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
I'll be able to get into the park for free whenever I want, which is just a fun bonus.
Yes.
But yeah, lots of fun stuff happening. And yeah, I think without further ado, we'll get into part 2 of the Darkwing Duck premiere.
Yes, the long-awaited.
Yes, Christ. Because part 1, we have the original version, which is our episode 11 of Amores Patos, which we posted during a hiatus in DuckTales. And then we recorded part 2, which I have no memory of doing.
We did.
And then never uploaded it.
No.
So I have no idea what we talked about. And now we're re-recording it and gonna, post it. Yeah. Finally. For the masses.
You'll get our hot takes.
Yes. I mean, we've talked about the premiere in every other Darkwing thing. Oh, yeah. We talk Darkwing so much. Yeah. So often.
You guys understand where we stand with this show.
Our 3-hour recap of The Duck Knight Returns, I think, can attest to how much we love Darkwing.
Who listens to us for so long?
Some people do.
And we appreciate it. But I'm also in awe. I'm like, we talk a lot.
We talk a lot. Yeah, so we'll get into it. And without further ado, it is now time for the game show within our podcast. It is now time for Duck or False. Your question is a multiple choice question, Faby.
Okay.
What is Darkwing Duck's origin story? A. He trained in Quack Fu under Goose Lee in Kung Pao City. B. He's basically Superman. C. His future self taught his past self how to be a hero, creating a time paradox. D. His high school classmate Elmo Sputterspark became a supervillain, so he became a hero in order to stop him. Or E. He has no canon origin story.
It is E.
It is that and all.
And all of
it's all of the above. I didn't give all the above as an answer, but it's all of the above.
Yeah, it's both all and nothing.
Yes, which we'll get into. But yes, Darkwing Duck famously question mark has no origin story.
Or maybe surprisingly,
I think
doesn't have.
There's no Batman origin story. There's no dramatic
reveal of why.
Yeah. He's just a guy. But yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
This fucking little weirdo. So part 2 premiered along with part 1 on September 6, 1991. The story is by Tad Stones. It was written by Jan Stranad. This is from IMDb, so God knows. Tad Stones and Jim Magon. God, Jim Magon was at a convention near me that I couldn't go to because I got a cold and I was so pissed.
Oh no!
I wanted to go so bad to meet him.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was still alive.
Yeah.
I couldn't have met him.
Oh no!
God. And it was directed by Tad Stones and Alan Zaslov. And the storyboards were by WA Japan.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, really good animation. Definitely, especially in this premiere. And yeah, so how do we begin, Faby, with part 2?
We start at the Bay Bridge in the tower with Darkwing being his dramatic self.
Yes.
Narrating.
Like to no one. Is he with Gosalyn? I don't know.
I don't know. I think he's just talking to himself.
I mean, I believe that.
Yeah.
We know that he does that. He's a sad, lonely man.
Yeah. And I do love what he says here, that terror runs through the streets like cheap stockings.
So good.
So good.
So good. But before he can complete his, I am Darkwing Duck, Gosalyn lands on him and finishes it with her own name.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just messing around. It's not clear how much time has passed since the last episode, which ended with Bulba escaping prison in a giant airship in the shape of his head.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Incredible. No notes.
No, yeah.
So good. It could have just been an airship.
Yeah,
but it's an airship shaped like his head.
Yes. Beautiful.
The extra detail just makes it. So it's not clear how long it's been, but Gosalyn has obviously been staying with Darkwing and getting more comfortable around him.
Yeah.
Comfortable enough to mock him.
Yes.
Which, who wouldn't mock him?
He's so easy to make fun of. He's so funny.
Such a loser.
A desperate criminal is at large, and terror runs through the streets like a pair of cheap stockings. but it's hopeless. No one gets the drop on Darkwing.
Gosalyn, what a winner! Boy, Darkwing, you gotta work on your narration. They write better stuff on Saturday morning cartoons.
And yeah, she's immediately like, oh my god, Darkwing, you have to, like, work on your narration. They write better stuff for children's cartoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons, wink at the camera. It's cute. And I do love, like, Darkwing, like, getting the drop on her and holding her upside down. And so she just tickles him.
Yeah.
And gets mad at him for hanging her upside down.
Yeah.
So she steps on him and she stomps off.
They're adorable.
And we see that she walks over to, like, the little kitchen set that
Yeah.
Darkwing has. Set as in, like, a movie studio set. And activates the not clock radio thing, the like activation for the
obstacle course that he has.
Yes, the breakfast obstacle course.
She wanted some tunes.
Yes. Clock radio, what the fuck even is that? Such a 90s thing.
It is. And so it immediately, I mean, first of all, Darkwing freaks out and it all starts going off.
Yeah, and at first he's like grabbing her and like moving her out of the way.
Yeah.
The fucking, like, the thing that's flinging plates and forks.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... He catches a bowl in his beak. And Gosalyn's like, oh my god, some kind of training course. And she's super excited.
And so, like, you start shooting cereal on the Tommy gun again. And then... So Darkwing is kind of catching it, and she wants to try.
Yeah, and he's like, no, it's too dangerous. And he runs straight into the fridge. And the shotgun fires the 2 eggs.
Yes.
Which she does catch on a pan.
Yeah.
And then the trapdoor opens up and fire shoots out. She drops the pan onto the flames.
Yeah.
And unlike Darkwing, who last time caught the it's a cast iron pan.
Yeah.
Who last time caught the pan in his bare hands, she grabbed an oven mitt to catch the pan. So we see that she's smart, like, I don't know, like, that she's, like, we already know she's an athlete.
Yeah. She does it with a lot of ease. Like, she's able to, like, cut, like, the grapefruit. She, like, slices this and that. Like, she just is able to get it all done.
And, like, she does do it differently from Darkwing.
Yeah.
So it's very clearly, like, not a reused animation or, like, a kind of a cheaper way to get it done. Yeah. She does finish the obstacle course breakfast differently than Darkwing does. And she does finish, and Darkwing is impressed.
Yeah,
she made really good time. He's like, not at his level, of course.
Yes,
but she forgot the milk. Darkwing, I love because you come back to Darkwing and the fridge is already launched.
Yeah,
we don't see it launch,
and he's still posing, so it just lands directly.
He like
on
blinks, and then the fridge collapses directly on him. Really fucking funny shot. But Gosalyn reacts with, like, actual, like, dismay.
Yeah.
Like, he does pour the milk for her. And that, she starts, like, getting upset with him for not being careful. And this segues immediately into, her wanting him to wear a helmet when he rides the rat catcher.
She starts scolding him.
Yeah.
She's like, I found this in your closet. Why don't you wear it?
Yeah, when you ride the bike, like, and Darkwing's like, well, it's not dramatic enough. And she's like, well, like, you know, we don't want to like fucking die.
Yeah.
And I love that this becomes a plot point in a different episode.
I always call it the, like, helmet
PSA
because it kind of is.
It's the episode Dead Duck, where Darkwing's helmet gets smashed.
Yes.
And so he doesn't wear it when he rides the bike again, and then he crashes into a brick wall and dies.
He dies! And you see, like, Launchpad and Goss.
They go to his funeral! They mourn him! It's so fucking funny.
And, like, yeah, you see, like...
Spoilers, he doesn't actually die.
He doesn't actually die, but you do see him, like, try to, like, escape from both heaven and, like, hell.
Yes!
And it's so fucking
Doesn't
funny.
he go to hell first?
He goes to hell first.
So funny. His headstone is a traffic cone with his picture taped to it. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see Gosalyn immediately. I mean, they've known each other for long enough that she's getting protective of him. She wants him to be safe.
Yeah.
So like that she's lecturing him about it. It's very cute. And that he should have seat belts on the rat catcher.
As well.
And really, I mean, Jim Cummings' talent voicing Darkwing really can't be overstated. Like, I think it's... I mean, besides Pete...
Yes.
Been all to all the foreign lands, Brooklyn included. Iconic.
So
besides Pete. I really do think Darkwing is probably his best role.
I think so.
I mean, in the grand pantheon of characters he's voiced, not limited to Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
I do think Darkwing is definitely one of the most nuanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like how because here his voice gets a lot more serious. Mm-hmm. Like it has less of the
like the grandeur,
like the high strungness of other. It feels a lot more genuine.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not putting on a character
in
these moments.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of telling Gosalyn that, like, this job is dangerous, and I knew that when I decided to become Darkwing.
Yeah.
And Gosalyn starts, like, kind of asking him about that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, kiddo, I appreciate the concern, really, but I knew this job was dangerous when I took it.
How come you wear a mask?
Because there is nothing so terrifying to the criminal mind as the unknown. I am the thing that goes bump in the night. I'm the neuroses that requires a $500 an hour shrink.
You mean you don't take off your mask for anyone?
That's right. Not no one, not never.
What about a really, really, really close friend?
Well, maybe. Someday.
He immediately wants to know, like, why he wears a mask.
Yeah.
And he he's with the dramatic, because there's nothing more terrifying to criminals than the unknown.
Yeah, he puts on, like, in the voice.
Yes.
Like, not like a real answer.
No.
But that, it's kind of what he wants to be. He wants to be something feared, and so he wears the mask as a part of that. Like, he's to become something unknown.
Yeah.
He wants to be feared by criminals.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I am the neuroses that requires a $500 an hour shrink. So many good.
There's so many
lines.
good ones. They're so funny.
And establishing that Darkwing's very alone, very solitary, because Gosalyn's asking, like, you don't remove your mask for anyone?
Yeah.
Not that there's anyone in his life for him to remove it.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
front of.
It's like, guys, you don't understand how lonely this man is.
He talks to himself. He narrates to himself.
I'm like, he's just like me for real. But no, yeah, like...
But establishing that he doesn't remove the mask, that Darkwing is all he is.
Yeah.
But that, Darkwing's like, yep, that's right, I never remove the mask, not for anybody.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, maybe, what about for a really close friend? And he's like, maybe someday.
Yeah.
I do love that. Throughout this whole conversation, he keeps, like, standing on the rat catcher and, like posing.
Posing, yeah. Really, just a lot of really good character animation stuff in this. Even when there's not big action happening, no one's ever really still.
Yeah.
They're all moving very naturally. Yeah, and we see it's Gosalyn going to bed, because it is night.
Mm-hmm. And so he's, like, tucking her in, and she's wondering, if I'm taking your bed, like, where are you gonna sleep? And he's like, don't worry about it, like, I don't sleep.
Oh, at night.
At night.
Yeah, he's a night person, so he stays up all night and sleeps during the day. And this is very cute. So he's like untying her shoes for her so she can go to bed. Because she's like 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. And
he's like legitimately like getting her ready for bed.
Yes, yeah. And while he's doing that, he's telling her how, Bulba's looking for her, and so they need to make sure that she stays hidden and she stays safe.
Yeah. And the whole while, again, like you mentioned, his voice is very soft. He's just, like, having this conversation with her. Well, first of all, he asks her, like, what the hell even is the ramrod?
Well, yeah, she asks why Bulba's after her.
Yeah.
And that's when Darkwing explains that Bulba stole her grandfather's invention, the ramrod, but thinks she has the code to arm it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's like, I don't even know what that is. What is it? And she immediately, like, lists off what it is.
Yeah, I love this, because he's, like, trying to take his shoe off, and he, like, finally has to, like, yank it off, and he goes flying, and he, like, climbs back up, like, what is a Waddlemeyer ramrod, anyway? And the way she rattles off the, like, dictionary definition of it, like...
She's, like, sitting very politely on the bed, and she just rattles off this, like, God.
A device that disrupts the gravitational bonds on a molecular scale... And
allowing for manipulation on a macro
scale.
And he's like, what does that mean?
She's like, I don't know. I think it makes things float and stuff. I'll include, like, something like her grandfather explained for her, like, in that very technical way that she memorized exactly the way she told her. But she doesn't know what it means.
No.
She's like, I think it makes things float.
Yeah.
But very cute and a very fun little way of, like, letting us know what the ramrod does, because we don't, at this point, we still don't know. We're like, oh, okay, it makes things float. Mm-hmm. So we can see, like, some sort of gravity type of gun.
Yeah.
Our third giant ray gun again.
Yay!
Third in a row.
Oh my god.
Still nothing can beat Tailspin's, Darkrai actively using a ray gun, a lightning gun, to just blow up a city.
Yeah.
And pillage it, of course.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Plunder it. Sorry, Darkrai.
I was thinking of this stupid Jello heater.
Jesus Christ.
It's almost the 1-year anniversary of when that movie absolutely destroyed our souls.
Chippendale. Rescue Rangers 2022. That movie genuinely broke something in us.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can watch it again.
No. Not the full thing anyways.
No. Like, there's parts.
Yeah.
15% that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then the rest. Mostly the whole last act.
Yeah.
The last, like, 30 minutes really took the wind out of our sails.
Yeah. It's awful.
Genuinely awful.
Anyways.
It's like Roger Rabbit's leprosy-ridden cousin. Mm-hmm. Or mange. No, it's for dogs. What do rabbits have? Rabies?
I can't think they can get rabies.
I think so, right? Only possums can't.
Yeah. Can chipmunks get rabies?
Are they too small? Because I think it would it just kill them? Because
I think it might just kill them.
It would just kill them.
It's actually making me sad. I actually do like chipmunks.
Oh, boy. Whatever disease chipmunks can get. Christ. Anyway, on to better things.
Yes. Sadder things, really, though.
Yeah. Because Gosalyn shows Darkwing a photo of her grandfather with a grape jelly stain.
With a grape jelly stain.
But we don't get the great joke this time, which is fair, because it's a very sincere, emotional moment.
Yeah. But it's... This moment makes me sad, because she just... that's her grandpa, and he's dead.
He's dead, yeah. I love... There's like little moments of her grief where Darkwing's like, oh, you guys seem really close, because they're hugging in the photo, they're smiling.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we were. And she's like trying not to cry. And then she stashes the photo and she's like, well, I don't know any code though.
Yeah.
Like, you never told me anything.
Mm-hmm. And she like throws herself back on the bed.
Yeah. And Darkwing tucks her in.
Mm-hmm. And like his tone here, he's like, unfortunately, like, Bulba doesn't know that, doesn't believe that, and so he's gonna be looking for you.
Yes, but...
okay, this part always gets me since the beginning. This is like first ever watched it, because he tells her, although if they knew how much spirit you have, they'd run the other way.
Yeah.
And like, her face just lights up, and she like hugs him.
I think she kisses him on the cheek, too.
Yeah.
Liking the Gosalyn for the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, because obviously... Gosalyn has been hoping and wishing for someone to understand that she's not a problem child. She just has a lot of spirit, like her grandfather always said. And then once she finds someone who understands that, then she'll be adopted.
Yeah.
And finally she's found someone who understands that. And it's someone who really is just as lonely as she is.
Yeah.
So.
And like, appreciates that. He finds that like endearing about her.
Yeah, it's a good thing about her. Yeah. Like, I love immediately Darkwing kind of falling into father. Yeah. Into the father role, like, just kind of parenting her already. Like, tucking her in. And, I think he falls into it very naturally.
Yeah, I think I feel like he probably doesn't even realize that he's doing all of this for her already. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna cry.com.
Yes, cry. Give us that Emmy. And Darkwing's kind of, like, surprised by how much that meant to her, like, that she reacted like that and hugged him. And he tucks her in, he starts kind of tiptoeing away so she can sleep. But then, before he can even cross the room, she's like, I can't sleep! In a very little kid way.
I love his, joke, his dad joke.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I have a large mallet around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
she needs something to relax her. I think I have a large mallet around here somewhere. But because we say she's becoming more comfortable with him, she tells him that, oh, Grandpa used to sing me a lullaby. Like, maybe you could sing me one. And Darkwing's like, awkwardly like, I can't, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. And then she gets, like, really sad.
Yeah.
And then so he's like, oh, well, why don't you teach me one of his and I'll sing it back to you. And then I love, like, she looks to camera and is like, this has a suspicious ring of reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology is cute. Well, yeah, because obviously, like, I like that because she's been thinking about her grandpa, obviously, because all of this is because of his invention. She's like, oh, he used to sing to me. Like, she's thinking about him. And, I mean, who knows when the last time someone sang to her was. Probably since her Yes, cry!
Anna really wants to make me cry. We watched Transformers earlier, and that also made me cry.
Good movie.
It's a good movie, actually. First Transformers movie I ever watched in theaters.
I'm so jealous of the piece, I watched all those fucking nightmare movies in theaters.
No.
I don't know how my brain really coped. I just rewatched them all, too. Like, I don't know why I did that to myself.
You just really wanted good Transformers content, and you had to deal with what you had.
I mean, there's a lot of good Transformers content, just none of them are the movies.
True. Yeah.
Like, there's so many good animated series. Just the Michael Bay movies. It's like an alien made them. Yeah. They are so much of everything bad about America.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, that's why we needed the word. I
forgot
to describe.
the nationalism.
The nationalism.
I forgot that.
It's very American.
There's a Twitter thread of all the American flags in the fourth Transformers movie, and it is insane. Ooh. Inside Mark Wahlberg's house and barn alone, there are like 30 American flags on various surfaces.
Oh my god!
Insane. They're just, like, trying to burn it into your eyeballs. Anyway, Transformers rant over.
Yes.
I talk about that for way too long. Anyway, I like so Gosalyn puts the photo of her and her grandfather. She, like, props it up carefully.
Yes.
Clears her throat. And sings terribly. Yes. It's so cute.
Like only a little kid can.
Yeah, and I love that.
It's so sweet.
Like, just thinking back to when I first watched this cartoon, this episode, years ago, and I did watch the premiere first, and just remembering this scene and being just like, oh, what is this found family?
Yeah.
What is this I'm feeling?
It's so good.
It's so good. It's, I mean, dare I say one of the sweetest scenes in Disney?
I think so.
Right?
I think it's literally up there.
Yeah. I mean... Well, as we get into it more with this episode, this show is, I don't know, I mean, I would consider it kind of groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And I mean, really significant. I don't know, just really, really good. I don't know. Like, I don't know, really sincere with its message, because I know originally when they were working on this show, it was, they had Darkwing kind of figured out, and he was, this narcissistic guy, but that Darkwing didn't fully work on his own.
Yeah.
And I believe they added when they added the character of Gosalyn as an adopted daughter, that's when everything clicked.
Yeah.
Because you can have Darkwing being this narcissist, but if you show that he does have someone he cares about genuinely 1000%, will lay down his life for, do anything for her, do anything for them, then you have a character that becomes likable. Because Darkwing being a narcissist works, I think, up to a point. Yeah. Like, he can't just be that.
Yeah, he can't. Like, you can't just only enjoy watching him, like, lose and suffer. Yes. Like, as funny as it is, yes. It also, like...
That's BoJack Horseman.
That's BoJack Horseman. A show that I refuse to watch because I know
it'll fuck you up. Yeah. You won't be the same.
Yeah, I told my brother, I'm like, I'll watch it in 10 years when I am better.
Yeah. That show is... Ooh. I watched the first 3 seasons and I can't watch the rest.
Yeah.
It's intense.
I've seen clips and even then I'm like, oh. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. But yeah. Oh. Yeah, this moment, I remember when you first showed this to me, I was immediately like so touched and so like, oh, this is like a very special like moment and obviously show. But I was like, it's so sweet because we see her sing and he's like listening to her and it's just like I don't know, he looks so kindly at her, like he's her father, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, ah.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to describe. I know, like, the character of Gosalyn herself was inspired by Tad Stone's daughter at the time, who was, I think, 2 or 3 then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the character of Gosalyn's the character herself coming from this very sincere place, and her just being so well written is just really, really great. Their bond, the father-daughter bond, is being such an integral part of the show.
Yeah.
And also we'll get into that more towards the end, too. But this moment is obviously so important. It is the iconic moment, I think, of this episode, of the intro to Darkwing, besides all of his I am the terror stuff.
Yes.
It's this scene that really stands out. And we see that, so Gosalyn sings, and the song is just a kind of listing colors.
Yeah.
It's what is it, the red, blue, then purple, too.
Blue, purple, and
green, then yellow. Like, it's not really a song, it's just listing colors.
Yeah.
And Darkwing comments on that, like, alright, not much on lyrics. And he sings an actual lullaby. He makes one up.
Yeah.
And I love it. Their third excuse to get Jim Cummings to sing a song, and it's the best one.
It's so good.
Close your eyes, little girl blue. Inside of you lies a rainbow. Yellow, blue, red, blue, purple too. Blue, purple, and green, then the yellow.
Not much on lyrics. Let me try. Rest your head, little girl blue. Come paint your dreams on your pillow. I'll be near to chase away fear. So sleep now and dream till tomorrow. I'll be near to chase away fear. So sleep now and dream till tomorrow. Good night, Gosalyn.
He's obviously sang a song as Fat Cat, sang a song as Carnage, which is runner-up.
Yes.
But this is the best,
Yes.
easily.
It's so good. It legitimately makes you cry every time. And yeah, he just, again, like, tucks her in.
Yeah.
As he's singing to her. Little girl blue.
Yes.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Cry! I was really struck especially by the line this time of, that she'll chase away fear. Because, I don't know, just that line paired with his catchphrase being that he is the terror that flaps in the night. And but for her, he'll chase away fear.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like that was purposeful. And just the fact that he comes up with a song, which makes sense that he would be able to, considering I assume he just comes up with all his catchphrases
he's
on
a
the fly.
witty guy, not to build up his ego, but he
doesn't
is a
need
witty
it.
guy.
Yeah. So the fact that he's able to come up with this song and he sings it to her in this really sweet, quiet moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like letting her know, like this orphan that's been alone for so long that like she has someone
that she's safe
there.
here. That she's safe with them. She does fall asleep this time. I see even Darkwing kind of like takes almost a little nap. And then until her snoring wakes him up. And like startles him awake. I do look at like his line, this kid could wake Elvis.
And I love that way to like not like break the moment, but just kind of like
I don't know, it's kind of sincere, kind of jokey thing.
You know.
Like admitting to himself that he thinks she's sweet, that he's already really fond of her.
Yes.
And we see that she's still holding the photo of her with her grandfather as she turns over in her sleep. And Darkwing takes the photo, but I assume so it doesn't get crumpled, and he looks at it again.
And he's like singing a little bit of the song.
Yeah.
And he notices that the colors that he's singing match colors on the buttons on the ramrod.
Yeah, which, what a choice. Just colored buttons to control your weird gravity gun.
But is it like the Simon Says games?
Yeah,
There's like 4 color ones.
Oh god. It was a prototype. I mean, they killed Ramrod before. Not Ramrod. Waddlemeyer.
They killed
Ramrod, oh god. I'm creating characters. They killed Ramrod. Fuck, I did it again! They killed Waddlemeyer.
Yes.
Maybe before it was finished or whatever. Yeah, so Darkwing figures that out. He pulls out his super high-tech magnifying glass, which we do see fairly often in the series. I love it. It's
fun.
It's like the gas gun. It's like black and purple.
Yeah.
Or pinkish, actually. Yeah. And the fact that, she did have the arming code the whole time and never knew it.
Yeah.
But that he hopes, for her sake, he hopes it stays that way.
Yeah. Oof.
And I like the musical sting here when the quote-unquote lightning starts. Because there's, like, green light flashing through the windows of the tower.
Started seeing it, but it's, like, pulsing.
Yeah, I like the shot because then we go to, like, a wider shot where we see all the windows pulsing with the light, and it looks cool. Mm-hmm. It's, like, nice animation touches. And Darkwing goes to the window, like, because the pattern's too regular for lightning, and there's no thunder, so he doesn't know what this is. And it's because we see it's coming from above the clouds.
Yes.
Where, it's Taurus Bulba's fucking airship that's doing this. It's like a Morse code with these lights. And I'm like, is there no National Guard? Are there no, like, military planes trying to shoot down this giant floating spaceship?
I guess not. No one's looking for Bulba, apparently.
He burst out of the prison! Like, he destroyed a whole prison block!
So you would think...
They'd be looking for him.
I guess maybe he paid everyone off as, like... I don't know.
The city would be looking for him! The National Guard! Like, just watching him, I'm like, damn, they really just let him be floating up there.
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, we see later that he has weapons. Maybe he shot them all down.
Everyone that is coming.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they can send jets up there.
They haven't. They haven't.
Where's Gizmo Duck?
What's going on?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So we see, he has them projecting a message in Morse code, and that he'll be doing it for about half an hour.
Yes.
And we see the perfect, beautiful, I forgot her fucking name. Clovis.
Clovis, yes.
She's great.
She's
yes,
so
Taurus
fun.
Bulba.
And then he, like, walks off, and he's talking about how, it's all about knowing, like, your enemy.
Yeah.
And he knows that Darkwing Duck is down there somewhere.
Yeah.
That he understands him. And so...
That he's watched him.
Yeah.
Like, he knows his weakness.
Mm-hmm. So that the message is Morse code, and it's saying that Taurus Bulba, criminal genius, is recognizing the error of his ways and is offering to surrender himself.
But only.
To Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. And that Darkwing has such a huge fucking ego that he's gonna fall for it.
Yeah.
And then he's sending Tantalus, his fucking giant condor thing, out to scope the city and pinpoint his hideout as soon as he leaves.
Yes.
So they can find Gosalyn. Mm-hmm. And I think it's Hammerhead asks, like, well, what if he doesn't know Morse code? And Bulba's like, oh, that fucking loser dweeb. He fucking sleeps with the Boy Scout handbook under his pillow. And he does.
And he does.
It kind of looks like the Junior Witch guidebook. So I'm assuming that's what it's meant to be. And, like my, like, little, like, Disney afternoon DuckTales heart is like, why couldn't they just called it the Junior Witch guidebook?
Connect the universe.
I mean, it's already connected. Yeah. Like, DuckTales exist. Duckburg. Fuck. Duckburg exists. We see it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's an alternate version of Duckburg, an alternate version of Scrooge. Obviously, Launchpad used to work for Scrooge. Mm-hmm. Like, it all exists.
It's
I'm
all
like,
there.
please, call it the Junior Witch guidebook just for me. Please. Yes. Well, we know that it is. Mm-hmm. And I do love that, this Darkwing used to be a Junior Woodchuck.
Hey.
I mean, he loves camping, genuinely, actually, that's canon, actually, okay. He loves camping. He, like, forces Gosalyn to go camping with him.
Aww.
I think it's Bearskin Thug is the name of the episode. That's where the, fresh air makes me gay. Steel meat comes from. That ancient meme.
Fresh air makes me gay.
Didn't expect that to kill you as much as it did.
I forgot.
It creased you.
It's good.
It's an ancient meme by this point. Look it up if you can.
Yeah, look it up. It's like a YouTube poop, right? Yeah. So stupid. Oh my god.
so stupid. In the comic book adaptation of Darkly Dawns the Duck, it actually is the Junior Woodchuck guidebook. So I'm vindicated.
A win for us.
In one medium. And so we see Darkwing using his Junior Woodchuck guidebook is translating the Morse code. Mm-hmm. And he's being a little too loud in his celebration. So
he wakes up Gauze.
Yeah.
And she's immediately like, goes up to him and she's like, what's going on? Did you win the lottery?
Yeah. And the Darkwing is like, oh, Gosalyn, I'm sorry I woke you up. But look, like, Bulba gets it. He understands that I'm the best. Yeah. That I scared him. Like, I have him on the run. This guy's so fucking delusional.
So
it's incredible.
Delusional. I love him because he's immediately talking about like the criminals. They like come groveling to me.
Yes, they're so scared of him. They'd rather just surrender.
And he's like, I sense a major motion picture. Like,
I wish. We almost had it. And then someone named Jim Starling ruined it. Ha ha ha, jokes.
Oh my god, imagine being an in-universe fan of like knowing that this movie's coming up and then it never happens. And then
that the star burned down the set and died. Or do you think they kept it under wraps?
I feel like it's hard to keep under wraps.
Scooch can make everyone sign NDAs.
True, actually. Then I guess, you just never know what happened. This kind of just, develop in hell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Until, like, Negaduck starts, like, running around the city, and they're like, isn't that Jim Starling? What the fuck?
The fuck happened? Oh my god. I love that.
Okay. We see while Darkwing is talking mad shit, Gosalyn's, like, looking at the message and being like, what, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He just escaped. Why would Bulba surrender? Mm-hmm. He said he was a criminal genius. Why would he do this?
Yeah. And he... still riding the high.
Yes, of thinking he's, like, done it, that he's made his mark.
He's like, Gosalyn, like, obviously he had a chance to talk to his men about me. Yeah. And, like, I love Gosalyn. Yeah. Like, she's not making fun of him, but she's trying to get him to see, like, reality.
How silly, what he's saying is. She's like, what? No, like, they were the ones doing the running. They didn't have the men on the ropes. Like, they were the ones running for their lives.
Mm-hmm. And, like, Bulba is this, like, threat. Like, why would he ever surrender to you?
And she doesn't mean it, to you, like, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
But, like, why would he surrender himself?
Like, at all, really.
But Darkwing takes it so personally. Yeah. And Gosalyn doesn't get that for a second until he, like, blows up on her. Mm-hmm.
It just... It gets bad.
It gets bad. That Gosalyn... Because, like, kind of dumping all his insecurities on her.
Yeah.
That, you think I'm just some clown in a cape. That is just pure luck that you're here with me and not him.
Yeah.
Like, that I'm, like... That I had no part in actually saving you. And that it's just sheer dumb luck.
Yeah. That no one's gonna take, what's it called?
Darkwing
Dip seriously. And he's getting, like, increasingly angrier, and she's starting to, like, try to calm him down. He's not listening to her.
She starts to cry.
Yeah, because this grown-ass man's yelling at her.
Yeah. But before she's trying to apologize and explain, but Darkwing's like, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Whatever, never mind. That soon she'll be back at the orphanage, and he'll go on with his life.
Yeah.
That they'll both go back to their lives.
Mm-hmm. He just walks away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, but seriously, you told me Taurus Bulba was a criminal genius. Why would he surrender to you?
He knows he's outmatched. I have his men on the run.
From what I remember, we were doing the running.
Oh, you think it was all just luck, eh?
I didn't say
Just a coincidence that you're here with me instead of with him?
Hey, no!
That I'm just another clown in a costume who's gonna take Darkwing Dip seriously.
But I don't think you...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. After Taurus Bulba's back in jail, you'll be back in the orphanage. Then we can both get back to our lives.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
It's rough because obviously she accidentally, like, started digging up his insecurities.
Yeah.
And then he, like, also accidentally digs up her insecurities. And,
Well, yeah,
like,
I mean, he like dumps all his insecurities onto her by lashing out at her.
Yeah, and because she thinks that she caused him to get mad, she's like, oh, I got someone else mad at me.
Yeah, I
Like,
screwed up.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, horrible, like...
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah, but I do like, I mean, next scene, obviously after he leaves her alone, we get this shot, this kind of lingering shot of her standing there alone.
Mm-hmm.
That next scene, Darkwing's on the, getting on the rat catcher to go meet Bulba, but we see him put on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And I like we don't linger on this moment. He doesn't say anything. They don't, like, draw too much attention to it, but we see him purposefully put on the helmet, like, still thinking about what Gosalyn said.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like a lot.
Yeah.
I like that even in that moment of him blowing up on her, he still cares about her and takes her advice.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Tantalus, who's flying overhead, sees Darkwing flee from the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So Bulba knows now where Darkwing lives.
So he orders his henchmen to go get her, and he's gonna distract Darkwing.
Yes, I do like that. So Bulba and the henchmen all find out where Darkwing lives, but none of them live to tell anyone where Darkwing lives, where his hideout is. So it all works out.
It all works out.
I think in Steerminator, when Bulba is Terminated, brought back to life, he remembers, right, the tower?
I think so.
Because then he goes there to go get Gosalyn.
Yes.
I think I remember him attacking the tower.
It's been a while, but I think,
It's a great fucking episode.
Yeah.
Really good.
I remember being like, whoa. Yo. But...
Cut to a random rooftop. Right? It was a Canard Tower.
Yes, Canard. It must be Canard Tower.
Right? We'll see if this is the same building we go back to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Fucking gutsy of Bulba, if that's the case. Jesus Christ. We'll see. And we see Darkwing shows up, starts doing his spiel.
Yes.
And then realizes that, I am, feeling really stupid. Hate it when I'm early. I love he, like, sits down on the ledge.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, really casual-like, and then he thinks he's early. He thinks Bulba's just running late.
Yeah.
He doesn't think about, that he's been played.
Yes. So he literally, he's, like, sitting, like, chin on hands, kind of like, ugh, I hate when they're late.
Yeah, like, sitting on the ledge. And so when Bulba, I love the shot.
Yes.
When Bulba, kind of creeps up behind him, and we see how large Bulba is compared to him. And so Darkwing is immediately on the back foot, which is very interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, shit, like, when did you...
Yeah, and he can't, like, he tries to do his introductions, he can't really get them through.
He, like, feels like he feels silly, like, he's, like, stuttering and everything.
Mm.
And I love the contrast in size between him and Bulba.
Yeah.
I am the surprise in your cereal box. So sad. And I love that. Yes, I know. I heard from Bulba. He has Darkwing figured out.
Yeah.
Like, so well. It's so fucking funny.
Well, as Darkwing is struggling, he's just kind of, like, looking at him. And then he's like, I know. And you're a nuisance to me.
Yes. He's like, my God, your ego is insane. Like, you really fucking thought I'm surrendering myself to you? Mm-hmm. He completely just lays it all out for him. Yeah, crushes him. That he just completely manipulated him. Like, he figured him out. He figured out how egotistical and narcissistic this guy was. And he's like, okay, oh my God, I know how I'm gonna beat him. Yeah. He just played into it completely. Mm-hmm. And he just throws all that in Darkwing's face.
Yeah.
Taurus Bulba, how did you... Where... I am the terror that flaps in the night. I'm the surprise in your cereal box. I am...
Yes, I know. I heard. You're Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Your ego is out of control, isn't it?
What?
I mean, seriously, why would I surrender to you?
Because I have your men on the run?
Oh, please. I manipulated you like a puppet.
It's actually really satisfying.
It's so satisfying to watch. Because you get, like, these, like, kind of, like, overhead angles of Darkwing kind of just being like, I have your men on the run, and he's like, no, the fuck you don't.
Yeah, no, he's mocking him entirely. And it's really interesting to see because Darkwing, again, he looks small.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really looked small before in this series so far, in these episodes. Even with, like, Hammerhead and the goons, they're all, same size. There's no really big difference in skill or anything like that. They're kind of on the same page. And with Gosalyn, it's like adult and child.
Yeah.
But then here, Bulba is just massively towering over him. And again, like the overhead shots, like you're saying, making Darkwing look smaller.
Yeah, he's pathetic.
Yes, he is. It's so fucking funny.
It's kind of like the first time we see him kind of like not being competent, because so far you're kind of like, oh, he's a silly guy, but he actually kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah, because we know, I mean, our introduction to him is him capturing a bunch of criminals.
And
who
here
I think,
it's like,
I think stole a car, or robbed a bank, or did something.
But here he's like, I'm like, you don't have the drop on this guy.
You can't even fight him. Like when he goes to do like a kick, Bulba like catches him and squishes him like an accordion.
I wrote "get squished, idiot" or "get smushed, idiot."
And we see that Bulba called the cops on Darkwing because they have questions about a certain train robbery. Cue my favorite Darkwing line.
Oh my god!
I'll put it in here.
Yes, it's so
literally
funny.
impeccable
So
voice acting from Jim Cummings. A certain train robbery.
Sorry, I don't have time to play, but I did call some of your friends. There he is! Get him! I believe they have questions about a certain train robbery.
Train robbery? Well, at least they have you too, fat boy.
Like, I love those bits of his
delivery,
voice.
just the range that he can do, especially for Darkwing, is really evident. Are so good.
It's so good. I love when he's like mocking. I love his little like noises that he makes.
Yeah,
it's so fucking funny.
Yep.
And then,
the sniff that he does. So funny. So many interesting little mannerisms that are really just integral to the character. They really make the character.
Yes.
But yeah, Darkwing tries to be like, well, at least the police are going to get you too. But no, of course, Bulba has an escape route.
Yes.
He's getting fucking airlifted into his ship.
Yeah. He like lets Darkwing know that he knows where Gosalyn is, and he's gonna get her.
Yeah. And Darkwing grabs his gas gun, or probably with the grappling hook, to try to catch him, but the police tackle him to the ground.
And this scene, I was watching it yesterday, and I was like, damn, this angle that we leave off of is kind of intense, because we get this pull away shot from above of Darkwing yelling,
trying to call it to Gosalyn.
Trying to call out to her. And I'm like, oh, it's intense.
Yeah. No, yeah, really fun shots. And then from there, again, I think the comic book vibes really coming through.
Yeah.
And just the look of the show.
Yes.
A lot of really fun angles and colors. And then cut to the Bombay Bridge. And I love Hammerhead, Hoof and Mouth, have to scale the wires. And I love Hammerhead's line, why can't this freak live on the ground like normal people? So good.
Oh my god. So we go up to see Gaz, who's looking out of the windows, and she's talking to her grandfather. And, she's talking about how, she can't believe she messed up again, and that she doesn't mean to make trouble. And then she's like, so much for spirit. And then
that maybe she has a problem child.
Yeah. And
this shot is so fucking scary. Hammerhead appears at the window right in front of her.
Yeah.
And it's really darkly lit. So, he looks terrifying.
Oh my gosh. And they're immediately, encroaching upon her.
Yeah, and, it's really darkly lit for another second. But then it goes back to the normal lighting, so it's a little less scary. And Gosalyn does manage to escape them.
Yes.
And then tricks them into the obstacle course breakfast room again, where they are getting kind of fucked up by it all. She jumps down with the Tommy gun, cereal gun thing, with a pot on her head, and they're ducking for cover.
Yes. So she's able to kind of beat them for a while.
Yeah, but then Tantalus, who does all the work around here, does catch her.
Yes.
And then they're smushed by the fridge.
Yes.
Which fun. Third time around joke,
yes.
so we did it.
We did it. But yeah, Tantalus catches her. Takes her to Bulba.
And she's like, oh, you know, like, Darkwing's gonna fuck you up. Mm-hmm. And Bulba's like, aha, hilarious.
Yeah, that loser.
That he was playing way out of his league. Mm-hmm. That now he's in jail.
Yeah.
He's rotting in a cell. Cut to Darkwing rotting in a cell. Again, this lighting. This is, okay, this now coming here, this is my favorite scene in maybe the entire show. Yeah. It's so interesting. Like, when I first watched it, again, I was like 13. It, like, did something to my brain where I was like, what is this? I need to know more. And then they withheld it from me. Yeah. They still withhold it from me. Mm-hmm. That sweet Darkwing lore.
I know, I remember when I first watched it, I was like, oh, I need to know more. And you kind of went like, we don't get it.
We don't get okay. More. We have the potential. We have the intrigue. Yes. Because this is such an interesting scene.
It is.
It, like, what were they cooking?
I know, like, what? Come on. What did you have done?
What kept them from making this, like, a
more episodic?
Show with a more, like, with a storyline.
Yeah.
The show is episodic.
Yeah, we don't want serialized. We want more serialized.
Yes.
Like,
what kept them from doing this?
What kept them?
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be until, like, Gargoyles that we got, like, actual storylines in our Disney afternoon shows. Because as good as, like, consistently good as Tailspin's writing was, there were no, like, consistent plot lines either. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, please.
Yeah.
Because, yes.
So good.
So the lighting here is excellent. And so Darkwing is sitting in a prison cell. Mm-hmm. And kind of, like, just reevaluating his life.
Yeah. And he apologizes to Gosalyn, talking about how he was so stupid because it was such an obvious trap, and that he's so, like, obsessed with headlines.
Yeah, that he fell for it so easily. Yeah. So apparently this scene was a lot longer in the VHS release of the episode. The cuts in this premiere weren't as egregious as, like, Tailspin, where a whole song was cut. Yeah. But there are, like, the intro was cut, and bits of this scene, because this goon is one of the henchmen, one of the criminals that Darkwing brought in the beginning. Okay, yeah, that were tied up, that he tossed into the police station. Mm-hmm. On the VHS release, this scene is a bit longer. It shows him telling the crook, the pig, that he shared a cell with, to go ahead and punch him, because he deserved it. And again, that bit's cut. That would have been that would have been interesting if they kept it. And so this is this pig biker goon. Yeah, and so now knowing that there's a scene cut, you can kind of feel it, because suddenly Pigman is here, and that he's telling Darkwing he's getting ready to punch him. He's like, "Oh, you were only lucky the last time." And Darkwing, who's kind of been sitting on, like, on the prison bed, like, depressed, like, just blows up with rage, like, at himself, and he tackles the pig guy to the ground, and he's yelling at him, but really talking to himself. Yes. That he was lucky every time, that he could have had a life, but no, I had to be a clown with a mask and a cape. I have this whole line, whole thing memorized, because I'm obsessed with it. The delivery, just the tone of the scene and the lighting make you just feel very, very serious and sincere.
Yeah, it's very, like, introspective of him.
More than anything else that we ever get in the show.
Yeah. He's like, my life is filled with nothing but, like, these case files and all of these chemistry sets.
Yeah, that he's willingly given up a life. Yeah. In order to have this perceived fame and this superhero life, but what has it left him with? Yeah. Case files and chemistry sets. Like, he has no friends, nobody in his life to help him. Yeah. Gosalyn's gone because he made this stupid decision. Yeah. Because he gave up his life for this. And because he did all this to get this unattainable whatever the fuck. Yeah. It cost him Gosalyn. And a life. Yeah. And that's so interesting.
All right, payback time! You was only lucky the last time!
I was lucky every time. I could have had a life, but no! I chose to be a clown in a mask and a cape. All I need are floppy shoes and a bozo nose. My life is filled with nothing but case files and chemistry sets. Gosalyn is gone, and I don't even have a friend to ask for help.
The "I could have had a life" is the most interesting line in the whole show.
It's
and
so good.
It works so well with this premiere because we meet Darkwing as this superhero who's obsessed with getting with the fame, obsessed with making a name for himself and being known. And you're like, okay, but who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, who's Darkwing?
What's his motive? Like,
and it's nothing altruistic.
No.
He just wants to be famous.
Yeah.
And it's him like reevaluating that. Like, he has nothing in his life.
Yeah.
Because he wanted this fame. Rewatching this really bums me out that the rest of the show never explores this. Because again, the show jumps from there's no continuity. Darkwing has 5 different origin stories. I'm willing to believe probably the most canon one is the one with Megavolt, where Megavolt was a former classmate of his named Elmo Sputterspark, and it's really fucking funny. I'm willing to believe that's the most canon one.
Yeah.
But there's nothing is canon.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 different origins. One of which is that he's Superman.
Yeah. Choose your favorite.
Which really makes me hope and wish, like in a more modern cartoon, and say in a reboot, would probably take the rest of the season to explore who Darkwing used to be.
Yeah.
Like how he got here. Like actually giving us an origin. Like what made him decide to throw away anything resembling a normal life, living in a house, having a normal job, having a kid, getting married, anything that goes along with having a life, friends, family. Who is this man?
That's like I wrote in my notes. It asked the question of who were you?
Yeah,
because we don't know him as anything but this like superhero, and he's not even like really known as that.
And the fact that he has no alter ego, like Batman, Bruce Wayne, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, or Jon Stewart, whatever, Superman, Clark Kent. Like, they have a life other than the superhero, and he doesn't. So it's like, who the fuck were you?
Yeah.
So I feel that, hopefully like a reboot, potentially, would explore what led him to this.
Yeah.
The show doesn't. But this scene alone makes you wonder what it was. And that's so interesting.
It's so good.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I was like, there's many like very iconic scenes, obviously like the lullaby, but this scene specifically just makes me so interested on who he is.
It's like the most interesting scene. It's like the one with the most potential that never goes anywhere.
No.
But the fact that it's in there, it's really good. I love it. And so I love, as he's talking, we see how easily he tackles this guy to the ground, too. And is having his, like, midlife crisis, his second midlife crisis. The first led him to become Darkwing.
Yes.
Second midlife crisis. About how all of that, and Gosalyn being gone, with what he's reduced his life to, he doesn't even have a friend to ask for help.
Yeah.
Cue.
The wall comes down.
The return of the man, the myth, the legend.
I got so excited, as if I had never watched this episode last night. I was like, Launch,
he's back! I forgot that. I'm like, oh right, shit, last we saw of him, he jumped off the pier with them.
Yeah.
And was like wondering where they went.
Yeah. But he's here. And he's like, oh, that's reverse. I thought it was part.
Because he crashes on the rat catcher.
Yes.
Through the jail cell wall. And I love Darkwing at first is like, Launchpad? Launchpad! And he like jumps up to meet him.
Aww.
Like, I love that the rat catcher was left behind when the cops took him. So Launchpad brought it to come pay his bail.
Yeah.
But he's like, guess there's no point in that now, since I kind of crashed through the wall.
There's a hole in the wall.
I'll probably get arrested for that, so let's
leave.
Let's skedaddle. Bust out of the jail.
So funny.
And I love Darkwing's like, don't worry about it. I love he jumps in the sidecar.
Sidecar, yes.
I love that, yeah. He's gonna still do his best to save Gosalyn. Like now that they're free. I do love the line, the heroes don't stop for paperwork. And maybe this costume clown can still be a hero.
Yeah.
And I love that he leaves Launchpad to drive it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't make them switch. And it's a nice detail. And they're speeding away from the jail.
Yeah, off they go.
Yeah.
So Darkwing is telling Launchpad that Bulba must have a gauze on his airship by now, so they have to find a way to get up there.
Yeah, and Launchpad's like, airship? Oh, give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Cut back to Launchpad's airplane hangar, where we see what he was trying to show him back in the first episode, which is the Thunderquack.
Yeah.
The, like, supersonic fucking superhero jet that he built.
Yeah. It's incredible. I want a model
it
of
looks
it
so good.
bad.
Christ.
And, I love them, because, like, Darkwing is so impressed, because he's
Yes.
like, oh, it looks like me!
Yeah. And Launchpad's like, I told you I was your biggest fan.
Yeah. It's like, I've been working on it for a year.
Yeah.
And then he calls it the Thunderquack.
Yeah. Darkwing being genuinely complimentary of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, Darkwing's like, okay, in this thing, we're gonna fuck Bulba right up.
Yeah.
And he, like, just as happened, he looks at Launchpad, like, sidekick. Really fully accepting Launchpad as a sidekick, which is so nice. Because Launchpad came to save him when he really didn't fucking have to.
And Launchpad gets so happy he does a couple of barrel rolls.
Yes. Because, in this series, Launchpad is actually a good pilot.
Yeah. Love that for
He
him.
can't drive for shit, apparently, but he can fly a plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's the... Autism be damned, my boy can work a grill.
Autism be damned. My boy can fly a plane.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And we see... my vision got blurry. Jesus, what'd you do?
I wrote, wow, DW has no game, and yet he still gets lunch.
Yeah. It's so true. He has no game.
No.
We know this from when he tries to flirt with Morgana later.
Yeah. I'm like, whenever I see those episodes, I'm like, stop.
Yeah,
You're like causing her psychic damage.
He is Rizless. Launchpad has all the Riz.
Yeah.
And what's the homosexual life partners that he and Launchpad are?
TV tropes. I'm like, fuck you.
Fuck you, TV tropes. They're married.
They're married. They're raising a child together. Spoilers.
Launchpad, like, almost, like, explicitly lives in the house with them because we never see where he lives. He's always at the house.
Yeah, he lives there. I don't care what you say.
He lives there. I mean, they never show where he lives, other than the house.
And if you tell me the house only has 2 rooms, well, I know where he's at.
Yeah.
And it's not the couch. Oh my god.
Anyway.
A meme of Darkwing and then Rizless.
Like not the Souls. What's the Souls game?
Oh, is it like the you die?
Yes, the Rizless. We're funny.
We're hilarious. We make so much fun of him, but we love him.
Yes. He's the best and the worst.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we go back to Bulba's ship. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're going to Canard Tower to test the Ramrod. I'm not sure if that's where they were at the start. We'll see. We'll see if it's the same building. And to which Clovis is like, yes, Taurus Bulba. He goes over to Gosalyn, who's tied up in a chair, and he's going to start interrogating her when Thunderquack shows up on their radar. And I love because Clovis is like, we have a bogey, and Bulba's, who would dare? Like, okay, the National Guard have not come after you.
No.
Then.
Yeah, they haven't. I feel like he has he has something on someone.
What the fuck? And I was just thinking, like, because, so Bulba calls the cops on Darkwing. And obviously, he's wanted by the cops for attacking the soldiers on the train. And I feel like, again, like a more modern cartoon would show probably, like, brief scenes of, like, a police station putting out, like, talking about Darkwing. Like, what is the public perception of Darkwing? Like, because we know there's, like, a newspaper and then the cops start shooting at them. But it's all very, like, we're limited very much to Darkwing, Gosalyn, Bulba. Yeah. Like, we're not seeing what the city thinks of him, if they think of anything of him. Yeah. Apparently now they all know him as the guy who attacked soldiers on a train.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I wonder if like a reboot would be a little more well-rounded and showing what the rest of the city thinks of him. Yeah. Like showing just scenes of like the news or like a police station putting out an APB on him, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, Bulba also broke out of prison. Is he not a priority?
That's the
like,
thing. They don't even,
very,
attempt.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, he very visibly
Like,
broke out of
there.
prison. Like, it's a ship in the shape of his head. Do they not know it's up there? Because they all saw it, the warden and everyone saw it float away.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I wonder these things.
You know, yeah, we think.
About a 30-year-old cartoon. Because it's our job.
Yeah.
No one's paying us to do it, but
No.
it's our job.
It's hard work.
Yes.
No, it's not much, but it's honest work.
Oh, boy. Anyway, yeah, Apparently this shit has weapons, so maybe the National Guard tried.
Yeah.
So it's got fully, like, automated guns and shit. And...
he's like in these intense, like, machine guns.
Yeah, like missiles and shit. Mm-hmm. And Darkwing tells Launchpad they need to blow a hole in that thing so that he can get in. Yeah. And cue iconic line of Launchpad being like, I don't know, that sounds pretty dangerous. Mm-hmm. Cue
Darkwing giving us the
famous
"Let's get dangerous."
We need to blow an entry hole in that thing.
I don't know, DW. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah? Well then, let's get dangerous.
And you're like, Launchpad, I don't know what you're talking about. You equipped missiles in this thing. Like, what are you talking about? That sounds pretty dangerous. Like, bro, there's a missile in the mouth of the plane. Like, it opens up and fires a whole fucking missile.
You knew you were making that.
Yes, you put the missile in it. And I love that. So, like, it's also the ship also carries the rat catcher, so the mouth opens again, or somehow I think Darkwing drops down.
Yeah.
On the rat catcher through the hole they made in the building.
It's incredible.
It's very fun, yeah. And I love that a large part of the airship is still the prison.
Yeah.
Like, so they somehow incorporated the ship around it, which is fun. And I love the little line that, like, it's like an adult joke.
Yeah.
In that only, like, an adult would get it.
Yeah, understand. Like, oh, lovely late decor. Is it early penitentiary?
Yeah. Like, who is this for? Who is that joke for? Like, you have to be, like, at least 15 to know what penitentiary means. So, I always love that line.
It's so funny.
He's alone when he says it. So.
It's just for him.
It's for him, yeah. It's funny. And so we see he fights, again, Hammerhead, Hoof and Mouth, and just, I think, beat them pretty solidly.
Yeah.
And he's, like, pointing the gun in their face and everything. It's not until, Bulba shows up with Gosalyn held hostage that he kind of loses his footing. Mm-hmm. And then the goons point real guns at him.
Yes.
Which is, like, Hammerhead's, like, pistol, handgun.
Yeah.
It's, like, really realistic. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
I think it is the same building.
I feel like it is,
right?
Unless they, like, designed all the buildings to look the same.
Because it's so, like, super tall.
Yeah.
Damn, Bulba has, like, no shame. He's like, I was just here 5 minutes ago. It totally is. Like, the triangles on the far side. Incredible.
It must be.
The ramrod's fucking massive. What the hell?
Yeah.
I think the size changes on it.
It probably does. I don't remember it being this huge.
Yeah, it's like building sized. Yeah, okay. So, but the ramrod is behind them. They've, like, planted it on the top of St. Bernard Tower, which is the tallest building in the city. And Gosalyn and Darkwing kind of hostages.
Yeah.
And Gosalyn's still feeling kind of bad, feeling like this is her fault. Yeah. Tries to apologize to Darkwing for getting caught.
Yeah. She tells him that, like, he wouldn't have risked her life, like, if she hadn't been caught. Yeah. And then he says, Gosalyn, before I met you, I didn't have a life worth risking. Ugh. Crying, screaming, throwing up.
People, there's fires. Yeah. Things are on fire. People are screaming.
I'm sorry, Darkwing. If they hadn't caught me, you wouldn't have risked your life.
'Cause before I met you, I didn't have a life worth risking.
And she hugs him, and they hug. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Bulba, watching this, is like, oh, you two are close. How touching. Mm-hmm. How convenient. Is that what he says?
Because he's like, well, I can't get the code from her. She has too much spirit. So maybe she trusted you enough to give you the code.
Yeah. And I think, does he have, right now, he has Tantalus grab her. Mm-hmm. And, like, carry her way high up.
Yeah.
Holding her over. Oh, whoa, that's really high up.
It's like, really high.
Holding her way over the city.
Mm-hmm.
And Darkwing, like, freaking out, demands that Bulba bring her back down.
Yeah. And he's like, just give me the code. And Darkwing, at this point, is still insisting that she never gave him the code.
Yeah. And Darkwing's, like, kind of stubbornly looking away, like, I don't know any code. I can't help you. And Bulba's like, that's, that could be true. But I've always been a gambling man.
And then he gives Tantalus the order to drop Gosalyn.
And she plummets. And the scream she lets out, and I'm like, whoa. And, like, she's, like, flailing as she falls. Mm-hmm. And it is tense when as she falls. Because Darkwing immediately breaks. He's like, I'll tell, like, grab her.
Yeah.
And Bulba, like, smile. It's really well animated and, like, super sinister. And so, yes, Tantalus grabs her, like, a second before she hits the ground.
Yeah. Like, just he manages to swoop in.
Yeah.
And, like, I like that, like, Darkwing is literally, like, looking over the edge.
Yeah, like, clinging to the edge. Mm-hmm. And Tantalus doesn't put her back down. He just carries her back up into the air.
Yep.
And this whole episode really cements Bulba as probably the best villain in all of Darkwing. Mm-hmm. Like, he is, as much as Negaduck shoots guns and carries chainsaws around, Bulba is the only one that ever really feels like a threat.
Yeah.
And he is just played so well by Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Tim Curry, he did a lot of voice acting in the 90s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if he was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was just, he was in his, like, era.
He really, like, the Blonde Child.
Oh, Home Alone.
Home Alone 2.
So good.
Clue. Mm-hmm. I can't think of more. A lot more.
He was just in a lot of things.
And then voice acting. I know more as a voice actor for the most part. I mean, Fern Gully. He was Nigel Thornberry in all of the seasons. I'm not sure how many seasons. Probably at least 2 of the Wild Thornberries. Mm-hmm. He played Taurus Bulba in 3 episodes. 3 episodes of Darkwing Duck, this random cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, he was just all over. He did voices in Rugrats. Mm-hmm. Like, he was all over. Him.
Oh,
musical
Forte?
Forte.
Yeah. From
Belle's Enchanted Christmas, which is a terrible movie, but he's great in it because he's Tim Curry.
Yeah, he just has an excellent voice.
Excellent voice. And
so good.
I don't know, like, maybe he can only give 1,000% to every role that he's in.
Yeah.
In that one episode of Psych that he was in.
Yeah.
He was so good. Like, he's an artist. I don't know. He's incredible.
Like, Rocky Horror's Show is one of those things for me, and he's just so fucking good in it.
Yes.
Like, people were like, why are you doing this thing? It's so, like, unimportant. And it's like, no, he gave it his all, and it's like a cult classic. Yeah. Like,
he will live forever. Yeah. Like, he's forever immortalized. He's incredible. And I don't know, like, his performance as Bulba to this day really stands out to me. One of my favorite villains in, like, especially in the Disney Afternoon, which the villains are here and there. Like, it's not all superhero shows, but he's one of the best. He does such a good job. And for Darkwing Duck, he is the best villain in the show.
Yeah.
He's an actual threat. The voice acting is so excellent. Mm-hmm. Like, specifically this line that when he demands that Darkwing, put in the code and no tricks, or he'll drop Gosalyn again, and she'll make a quiet and ugly stain on the street.
Yeah.
He's so intense, that wording.
It's so visceral.
Yeah.
And, like, his delivery is just, like, kind of, maybe it's a little cliche, but, like, it's not a threat, it's a promise. Like,
yeah.
The code, no tricks, or she'll make quite an ugly stain on the street.
Bulba is a villain who's established that he has killed before and will kill again.
And will kill again. Like, he has absolutely no qualms about killing this child.
Yeah.
Like, he's told us.
Like, it's, I don't know, just so well done. Mm-hmm. Like, Tim Curry was such a great choice.
Yeah.
And really setting up the stakes for these 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. And it's fine that the rest of the show, the villains are a little more silly for the most part. And, the serious tone can come and go. Mm-hmm. But really establishing for this premiere, like, having Bulba as this really, really sincere threat really works with the sincere and genuine bond between Gosalyn and Drake. Mm-hmm. Darkwing. Spoilers. So that the threat to their relationship feels real. Because Bulba is such a real villain. Mm-hmm. And so Darkwing puts in the code, and he's like, all right, now bring her down. Mm-hmm. But Bulba refuses to do so before they test the ramrod.
Yes.
And I love all this threat, and, like, the actual plan's kind of silly and cartoony.
Yeah.
For all that, like, Bulba killed a man for this.
Yes. The point is, we see the test. It's on the the Federal Gold Depository.
Yes. It is like it does make things float, the gun.
Yeah. So I believe this, but the second part of this is what always cracks me up.
Yeah.
Because they do pick it up.
Yeah.
Which, to me, makes sense.
Okay, just steal the building.
Yeah. No, they like crack it open
yes,
an egg.
they just crack it open and then only take out the gold bars.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you fine-tune the gun to just
look like
gold bars?
Just that chemical.
Why'd you need to pick up the building? How'd you crack it open like an egg? Ooh.
Who knows?
Like, I love you. All of this hype, and then, like, I don't know, hype. I killed a man. Hype. On his YouTube channel. Like, tonight we're killing a man, folks. Like and subscribe, and I'll kill again. I think it's the plot of Spree. It's a horror movie. With the Stranger Things guy. With the hair.
My God. Oh! The Uber one.
Yes.
No, wait. Kind of
It's
Uber.
kind of Uber, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I only saw the dead meat.
Me too. That's all I know about it.
Like and subscribe, and I won't drop the child.
Or maybe I will.
Subscriber goals. Oh my God.
You're welcome. God. Like, what else could they have done, like, to make the Ramrod plot feel a little more intense? Because it's all, like, intense. Like, Bulba killed a man for this. He wants to kill the man's granddaughter now.
Yeah.
And the gun could crack open a building like an egg.
I don't know why the phrase "he cooking a pizza" he's getting
That's
sick
kind of what I was channeling.
He cracking us.
I think it'd make more sense if it was like a teleportation gun.
I like just
like if you could steal the building itself and then like move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like
push it somewhere else. But no, like because when he lifted it up, I'm like, yeah solid.
Yeah.
And then like the gold comes marching.
Like it's a 1940s cartoon. It's the fucking Pied Piper or some shit.
All we needed was a fucking tuning fork.
It's not as bad as using the ray gun to cook up a jello. Okay, we're losing. I've never thought this much about the ramrod.
He should have made a giant omelet. Invited everyone in the city to a picnic. All the cops would be then it would go wrong because Monty would get distracted by the cheese. She's gone.
So fucking stupid.
We get silly here. I feel like we're accidentally like
Stop making me laugh.
Oh my god. It's my job.
I'm in pain. Oh my god. That literally hurts. I'm in pain. My abdomen. You can't keep laughing. I literally...
With my ass.
I'm gonna puke. End the podcast. I'm done.
With 4 minutes to spare.
Amounts to another 30 minutes for us. In Amores Patos time.
Yes.
God. I think that's the stupidest we've ever gotten. I had to walk away so I didn't puke. Alright, we're fine. We're not going to think about the ramrod anymore.
It's fine. It's science.
Sure. It's weird science. Whatever. Who cares? Yes, you're welcome. And so their plan is to, rob St. Canard blind, and then hit every bank in the country, every city in the country. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Darkwing's like, fine, whatever. Then you're done with Gosalyn. Bring her back down. And Bulba's like, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And has Tantalus drop her again.
Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah.
He just fucking drops her.
Like with relish. Like it flies up and just flings her down. That's like hundreds of feet. And this line of Darkwing is another, like, choice that I really like. Because it adds to really the gravity of the moment where Gosalyn is plummeting to her death.
Yeah.
And Darkwing calls Bulba a butcher
Yeah.
for doing this.
And he immediately, like, attacks him.
Yeah, and
he actually
successfully attacks him.
Yeah, he manages to, like, get him down. Like, for... Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. Real intense line that I really like. Really adds... I mean, because the whole scene, it feels tense. So it really adds to that seriousness. And Launchpad and the Thundercrack races down and does catch Gosalyn. The moment of their meeting.
Yeah.
It's cute. And we see Hammerhead helping Bulba back up. And they're like, where the fuck is Darkwing? And Hammerhead again pulls out his realistic gun. And they're like, I don't know, he was just here. And we see that here, for once, Darkwing has the upper hand.
Yes. And we hear him give his I am the terror. And they're trying to find him because they really don't know where he's at.
And then the smoke appears, and Bulba has Hammerhead shoot at the smoke,
Yeah.
which he does. But Darkwing was playing with them. He's not in the smoke. He is on the ramrod.
And so Hammerhead goes to shoot at him.
Yes.
And Bulba has to stop him and be like, no, like, not while he's on it.
Yeah, and shoves down his like the hand holding the gun. And we see Darkwing just starts messing with the controls and overloading it.
He literally just fucks with it.
Oh yeah, I love this fucking 1950s Flash Gordon gun. Oh, see, so it's firing randomly.
Yeah.
And it hits Hoof and Mouth, who start floating away. Hammerhead tells him to grab something. So they grab him, and the others start floating up.
Yeah.
And so we don't see them again in the show. We technically do see Hammerhead again in the episode in, like, Blunt.
Okay.
Where we also get a Beagle Boy and Magica quick little cameo. But I consider him dead.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because they start floating away.
I feel like that's the implication. They just float to never return.
And sorry, I just remembered about the helium balloons. He's like, those helium balloons. Like, I was like, yeah, you can't get helium balloons in the car. We're floating away. Completely unrelated, but I just thought about that.
Yeah.
And we see that Gosalyn's inside the Thundercrack now with Launchpad. And they've introduced themselves.
Yes.
I just had one to think about a moment. Because she's like, alright, payback time, Launchpad. I wanted a sure thing, random kid I just met.
Oh my god.
It should be cute. But no. So they go after Tantalus.
Yes.
And presumably kill him.
I think that's also the implication, yeah.
Because they catch him and rip off his tail feathers, and he plummets to the ground, and assume he dies.
Rest in hell.
One less condor in the California condor population. It's an epidemic. They're all turning evil. We don't know what to do.
Oh no.
And we see that the prison gets hit. Not the prison, fuck. Their ship gets hit by the ramrod too. And I guess because it's already flying, it, like, destabilizes it.
Yeah.
It messes with the electronics, and so it crashes into the bay. And then explodes.
Yeah.
Pretty spectacularly. It looks pretty good. And drops the money that it stole, because it was holding it, like, in this big hatch. And we do see that Clovis survived. She's parachuting to safety. This line is so fucking funny.
It's so hilarious. She's like in her that kind of deadpan voice.
Yes.
She's like, oh, my mom was right. I should have been a dental hygienist.
Yes. Like, not a henchman to an evil criminal mastermind. You know how things go. One or the other. So fucking funny. And so the ramrod is kind of going crazy at this point. And Darkwing's like, I think it's time for me to go. But Bulba catches him.
Yeah. And he's, like, gripping him by, like, the front of the cape.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, you know, I underestimated you once, Darkwing, but this is where you die.
Yeah.
I think this is where the hero makes his dramatic exit.
I underestimated you once, Darkwing Duck. This time you simply die.
And he doesn't try to escape. He just wants Darkwing to die with him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going back to prison. And we see from afar with Gosalyn Launchpad that the ramrod explodes.
Yeah.
And takes off the entire top half of the, blows up with the entire top part, whatever, the roof of St. Canard Tower.
Yeah.
Like, it's gone. Like, it's been incinerated.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
Like, since we're getting it from Gosalyn's perspective that Darkwing's dead.
Yeah.
Like, he got blown up with Bulba. Mm-hmm. And again, that last one with Bulba, again, very intense end, and like this just insane, just ratcheting up of tension. Because Bulba grabs him, and Darkwing, we see him trying to escape. Mm-hmm. And again, this time you like, simply die. Yeah. And in Tim Curry's voice with the little accent he's doing, it comes off real intense. Yeah. And then it explodes. Yep. And it's this like heightening and then drop of tension, like, oh my god, he's dead.
He fucking died.
Yeah. And we go from there to however many days later. Mm-hmm. We see the St. Canard Tower is under construction again. It's under repair. It's a crane. And Gosalyn is watching that the repair is being done from her window back at the orphanage. That's a bummer that she gets like a view of Canard Tower.
Ah, and just like this poor girl and like another guardian just dead.
Yeah, the fact that another guardian like, within a year of each other, like dead. Yeah, like and she feels maybe because of her, like oof.
And we see her like kind of leave the window where she was watching the building from.
Yes, because
Mrs. Kavanaugh is trying to convince her. Well, she's like you know your life isn't over. Like you'll still be okay. Like come meet like this parent that
a prospective parent that wants to meet you. Mm-hmm. And Gosalyn is depressed. Yeah, she doesn't care. Like the parent she wanted blew up.
Mm-hmm. He's dead.
Yeah. And we see, she sits down, isn't even turning to look at Mrs. Kavanaugh, and so she's not going to go down to see whoever this prospective parent is. Yeah. And we see Mrs. Kavanaugh tells her okay and leaves, and we hear from off screen her telling a Mr. Mallard that Gosalyn isn't feeling very well today. Maybe he can come back another day.
Yeah, and we hear a very familiar voice saying, I'm sorry to hear that.
And Gosalyn hears the voice and recognizes it, and he runs to the door immediately. Yeah, but kind of looking over, like what is this? Like what's happening? Mm-hmm. And we see a strange man we've never met before in Mrs. Kavanaugh's office.
Mm-hmm. Familiarly shaped.
Yeah, a middle-aged duck in a pink collared shirt and green sweater vest. Yeah. And heavily bandaged.
Yeah, casts, bandages. I almost mean casts on the feet as well.
I guess. He has crutches and shit. And
been through it.
Bandages around his head. And we see Gosalyn peeks around the door to the office, and Darkwing notices her. It's Darkwing.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, it's Darkwing. And we see, he's trying to explain, because Kavanaugh is telling him that, you don't look that great yourself. Like, what the hell? But noticing Gosalyn, he tells her, I have trouble making breakfast. I forget the milk. Mm-hmm. And he messes with the bandages so that they fall over his eyes like a mask.
Yes. I love that detail. It's such fun.
Very fun detail.
And she recognizes him.
Gosalyn runs across the room and tackles him before he even finishes talking. Well, Kavanaugh's
talking, yeah.
Gosalyn runs across the room and tackles him to the ground. Mm-hmm. It's so sweet. Yes. It's like indescribable. Like, she thought he was dead.
Yeah. And here he is. And he's back for her.
Yeah. I love this. She's like, I thought you were... And he's like, ha! Like, the loudest laugh possible. No one can hurt Darkwing Drake Mallard. Hey. And then we get his name for the first time. Yeah. His actual name. Mm-hmm. I love his name means it's duck. It's male duck, male duck.
I love to tell people that. I'm like, do you know?
You say it's the most trans...
It's the most trans
The most trans man name.
Yeah. I love that for him.
Well, I'm sorry that Gosalyn wasn't...
Oh, what's the ribs, kid?
I thought you were...
Ha! Nobody can hurt Darkwing Drake Mallard. I have to take care of myself, now that I'll have an adopted daughter to worry about.
But I love this, that he's reclaimed his life. He's reclaimed Drake Mallard so that he can adopt her. Mm-hmm. So that he can be her father. And straight up, he's going to adopt her. Mm-hmm. She's going to be his adopted daughter. Yeah. And it is just... How do you describe this? It's incredible.
It just, it makes me very happy. It's such a... I don't know, such a joyful scene because he's talking to her about how, like, he has to take care of himself now that he has an adopted daughter to worry about. And, like, immediately he's, like, asking Miss Kavanaugh if he can take her, like, house hunting. Yeah. And I'm like, you're gonna start living.
Yes. Who cares about adoption paperwork? Yeah. It doesn't matter. We don't need it right now.
We don't need it right now. Like,
Yeah, I think just the fact that, I mean, just thinking of just media in general, like, just getting a blatant adoption in a show, like, especially geared for kids.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't really think of any other show off the top of my head that features not just, like, you know, found family, but, like, an actual adopted child. Yeah. Like, an adopted family. Mm-hmm. And for it to be so blatant, like, he's adopting her. She is his adopted daughter. Mm-hmm. And, like, right off the bat, that's established. And obviously later in the show, they're, like, father-daughter right away. Yeah. Like, seamless. Like, the fact that they're not blood related does not matter and absolutely never comes up.
No.
It's really just incredible. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, especially for Disney, where there's, found family and, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, straight up adoption, I think is... especially stated, like, right out, I think is rare. Yeah. And I love it. It's like, so I remember watching it for the first time being like, oh, shit. Oh my god. Like, the fact that, again, this is the first time we're seeing Drake Mallard. Mm-hmm. Like, we've seen Darkwing without his mask. When he goes to sleep, when it's just him, but in the tower. Mm-hmm. Still as Darkwing. He's still Darkwing even without the mask. But here he is Drake Mallard.
He is Drake Mallard.
Eye bags and all.
Yes. Look at him go. I love him. But yeah, he's going to be Drake Mallard again because he wants to provide, like, I guess some
a life.
More,
a life for Gosalyn.
So good.
It's great. And okay, we close out again with Launchpad, not knowing how to work a vehicle.
Because Miss Kavanaugh's kind of like, how the hell do you drive in your state? Yeah. And I love Drake. He's like, well, I have help. And then fucking...
How many walls does Launchpad crash through to get to Kavanaugh's office? I don't know. How do you gonna have to pay for that? It's an orphanage. They need walls.
They need the walls. Holy shit. Yo, it's multiple rooms.
It's multiple walls that he crashed through. Oh, no. And that's where we cut out on, which is incredible.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, this show still kind of amazes me. Yeah. Like the adoption thing, obviously, but also, like, our main character is a middle-aged man who's kind of a dick most of the time.
He's like, kind of an asshole.
Yeah, that doesn't really change. He's a dick throughout the whole show. Mm-hmm. But, again, it's tempered with him being an adopted father and having Gosalyn as our, like, kid character. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, just really, 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 I think, really amazing. But I think I should like that. Like, I mean, I want it to work again because I want the reboot to happen.
Yes.
But yeah, having a show where our main character is an adult. He's a middle-aged man. But he's a duck, so it's for kids. He's a cartoon duck.
It's such a unique show that I feel like you add a little bit more of one thing, it just would not work. Yeah. And it's like perfectly balanced so that it works really well. And like, they're all such unique characters. Like, especially him. I'm like, you're such a weird little man.
Yeah, like, how did they create him?
Yeah. Like, just the perfect amount of, like, I want to see him lose a little, but also I'm cheering him on.
Yes, yeah. I want him to be humble, but I want him to win.
Yeah, and, like, Gauze, too. She's so hilarious. Yeah. And she's just so, like, heartwarming. But also she's, like, a little evil and schemy.
No, yeah, I think just really, I mean, especially, I mean, again, for the time, really creating really good female characters. Yeah. Like, at the time, was not super common. So Gosalyn just even to this day, still, like, a real great breath of fresh air. Yeah. And a really likable, well-written character. Mm-hmm. Throughout, not just in these 2 episodes. So, yeah.
And Launchpad's also there. What'd I say?
I'm seeing your notes.
Oh, yeah.
Because not too much Launchpad in this last episode. No. But, I mean, in this whole show, he's in virtually every episode. Because he's the 3rd member of the family. Mm-hmm.
Which of my notes am I reading? Is it the boyfriend line?
If you want.
I'm like, and Darkwing gets a hot boyfriend without putting zero effort completely
out of his league.
Yeah. And he puts zero effort.
Zero. He puts the opposite of effort. He, like, actively tries to repulse him.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, it's funny. Just, I mean, it's especially obvious in these 2 episodes, but even in other episodes, this is the darkest of the Disney afternoon shows until Gargoyles, which takes us to a whole other fucking level. So many people die in Gargoyles.
Oh no.
Implied, on screen. A lot of people, dead people.
Yeah.
But until Gargoyles, this is definitely the darkest it gets, especially these 2 episodes. That's really interesting. I mean, I guess because it's a superhero cartoon, like, they can lean into that a bit more. But yeah, love it. Like, obviously, we've talked. Not too bad.
But like in our regular life, we talk about these episodes and this series a lot, and I mean, it's just so good. I feel like I wrote here, like, I think it's probably my favorite premiere. I haven't seen a couple, but no offense, but I don't put too much effort into like Mighty Ducks. I don't have a lot of confidence that it'll wow me. I
mean, until Gargoyles, like this. Yeah, Gargoyles is my favorite Disney afternoon show, bar none, easily. It is the best. Storyline-wise, character-wise, voice acting, animation. It has literally everything you could ask for. It has Keith David.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Gargoyles is on a whole other fucking level, so it's all the way up there. But Darkwing is, like, my spiritual, like, actual, like, deep down personal favorite. It's the one what's what I'm looking for?
I feel like it's the one that I immediately, like, attached to.
Yeah, same.
Because, well, you showed me DuckTales, and then you showed me this show, and I love them both, but Darkwing just kind of stuck a little more. This is a
superior show.
It is.
I mean, easily it is.
Yeah. And it's very memorable, very quotable.
I think with that, I mean, what do we think of, like, the current relevance of Darkwing Duck?
I feel like a lot of people have, like, good memories and really enjoyed the show. I mean, I'm currently wearing a Darkwing shirt, and whenever I wear it, people recognize it. Yeah. And, like, are excited that people still remember.
Whenever I've cosplayed Darkwing, I constantly get people either wanting a picture or being like, "Whoa, Darkwing!" when I'm at a convention.
I get Chippendale, but this is my fault. I need a better wig.
Yes, you need a better wig for Launchpad. You can carry the plush that I commissioned for you around.
Yes! Have I told you guys? No. I don't remember. Oh my god, Anna got me my own Launchpad plush. I cried. He's beautiful.
Yes.
Y'all are losers. You guys don't have one.
I had to commission a plush artist. Because the universe has been deprived from... deprived of Launchpad plush. Hopefully with the Darkwing Duck reboot, which I hope is still happening, we'll get new merch. So,
but as of now, I own a little DuckTales 2017 Launchpad, and I love him so much.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I mean, when I went to Oogie Boogie Bash at California Adventure last October, I was Darkwing, and I couldn't literally, without exaggeration, I could not walk 30 seconds without someone stopping and being, "Oh my god, Darkwing! Oh my god, Darkwing!" It got a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
I have social anxiety, so I was like, oh my god, I need to, like, find a corner to sit down. And even then, people would be like, oh my god, Darkwing! And I'm like, yeah, hi. Yeah. I'm waiting for my friend to get off of the Guardians ride. This is her 3rd time in a row of getting on.
I can never do it.
No, I can't do drops.
People really like it, and it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm a hater. I'm like, I don't know why people still like Rescue.
I'm a hater too. What is there to like? Yeah. I will say it. Their voices are annoying.
And so, like, this show is just so memorable, and I'm glad that people look at it fondly. Oh, yeah. Hopefully enough that, you know, not only do we keep getting merch.
We keep getting merch. Like,
I regret not buying that sweatshirt.
What is that thing? There's, like, a new line of, like, the figures, the really posable ones. I have Darkwing. I forget what they're fucking called. I have the box over there. But, like, backpacks, they released a Negaduck backpack just, like, last month.
Yeah.
That I did not buy because, like, budget.
Yeah. They released, like, a random set of New Emo's clothes of Launchpad and Darkwing. My Chippendale are wearing
Well, they released at... I know I got them at D23.
That's where they released.
Yeah, D23, they had... you didn't buy the Launchpad, the Darkwing sweatshirt. I offered to get it for you.
I forgot.
It's on you.
No, because they did have it on. Yeah, I just
It was on Shop Disney. Look on eBay. I find it cheaper there. But yeah, like the Darkwing fucking sweatshirt. I just fucking said it. And what was my thing of the Chippendale, the cursed 2022 Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie had a Darkwing Duck cameo at the end, like a very extended, well-animated, lovely cameo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, there has been a lot of Darkwing stuff,
Yes.
especially with Darkwing and DuckTales,
Mm-hmm.
in recent times. So I'm hoping that is gearing up towards the reboots, which supposedly will be produced by Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Which I'm not so worried about now, because he also produced Invincible and the new Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem, and some other thing that I'm forgetting about. And so I'm less worried. As long as he's not, like, directly involved, it seems like, as long as he's just putting his money into the nerd thing, like, putting his support behind it, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So I just need confirmation. I need
Let
notes.
us know.
I need to know who the showrunners are, so I can vet them.
Yes.
But,
like, let us know where to put our expectations, I guess.
yes. Hi.
I mean, yes, I want this to be good. Sucks so bad when a show you were looking forward sucks ass. So
Let's see. We'll see.
yeah.
Any closing thoughts before we move on to questions that we received?
I think I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, a million years ago, we asked you, our listeners, to send in questions,
Yes.
thoughts and questions, and you sent us some, so thank you. From MT Easton on Twitter. I've always loved Darkwing Duck. The idea of a superhero series that includes humor and wacky hijinks, while stressing the importance of family and friendship, is a wonderful and rare thing. The show never fails to make me smile, and I feel like it's some of Jim Cummings' best work. Agree.
Yeah.
Great little review comment on the show. Mm-hmm. Definitely some of his best work.
Yes, I agree.
Alrighty. And on Tumblr from DrakePadLove 2000, here's a question. When is the reboot happening?
I wish I could tell you.
Ooh. Boo. And they're also asking, how was it for Drake to take off the mask for Launchpad? We don't get that.
We don't.
But I mean, that would have been nice too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because he has to tell him, I guess.
Yeah, because Launchpad calls him Drake in the show. Like, obviously he knows that.
he knows
that there's a secret identity.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I want in on the conversation of, like, hey, you know that girl we rescued? I want to adopt her. Like, I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah. And like kind of trusting Launchpad with his secret identity.
Yeah.
Like not just on a professional level, just as psychic superhero.
Yeah.
But as friends, because they are friends.
Yeah.
From Nurse Evil, if the reboot was done by Frank Angonis and not Seth Rogen, I'd be excited. I mean, Frank Angonis does deserve the Darkwing Duck reboot. Give it to him.
Yeah.
He just a Darkwing Duck for many years as a child.
I mean, if I had the power, I would immediately get him. I'd be like, get started.
Yeah.
What have you been waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Come on. You already laid on the groundwork.
Yeah.
With the spinoff.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not super worried about Seth Rogen potentially producing it, because he's been producing a lot of really good stuff lately. Mm-hmm. As long as he's not like directly involved, it seems. Like, I mean, he's not going to be voice acting anyone in like a TV show.
We can only hope.
I mean, he'll voice act people in movies, but I don't think he wouldn't be directly involved. So I'm not super worried, but I'm like, I need something to work off of.
Yeah.
At this point,
give me, I don't know, another teaser image, something.
Yeah. Because we have no teaser or anything. We have nothing.
No.
We don't know what the show looks like. Nothing. And continuing with that, Alex K9 asks, do you think the reboot of Darkwing Duck might look good or bad? I don't think it would look bad.
No.
Just considering the recent Disney animation we've gotten. DuckTale, Amphibia, Owl House.
Yeah.
Those all look fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it looking bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're at a good place with animation at the moment. So, just anything, really, please.
Give us anything. Mm-hmm. Please, we're begging. From Toonapocalypse blog. I have a weird history with Darkwing. I know most of the history from DuckTales 2017. With that being said, when Duck Knight Returns aired, it was a great episode, but I didn't really get the hype around it at the time. And to be honest, at the time the episode came out, it felt really out of place with everything else going on in Season 2. Fair, but we don't care, because we love Darkwing. Anyway, however, Let's Get Dangerous was the episode that changed my tone on Darkwing for the better, and still to this day is my favorite episode of the entire series. I really hope the Darkwing reboot is connected, and Disney doesn't miss out on the sweet potential. P.S. I went to Epcot for the DuckTales World Showcase adventure, and it was awesome. I hope you girls get to experience it someday. I mean, with me getting to work at Disneyland, I can potentially get discounted tickets or some shit over there. Then we just need to pay for airfare.
Yes, we need to get there.
I'll figure it out. Yeah. I'll work it out.
But yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, we would get a continuation of their story. Because obviously we left in such a, like a cliffhanger, basically.
Yeah, like a limbo. Yeah. Like, Gosalyn hasn't been adopted. There's still hope for Waddlemeyer, which inherently there can't be. He has to be dead. Sorry, bro.
Die.
Sorry, bro.
It's his canon event.
You gotta die for the narrative. We gotta Uncle Ben him. Sorry.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Let's Get Dangerous won our poll for best episode of DuckTales 2017. In my defense, in my opinion, Duck Knight Returns is better.
Yeah.
But Let's Get Dangerous is a very fun, very well done episode, which easily could have just been bogged down by fan service, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's excellent. We will one day go to the DuckTales World Showcase.
One day. I mean, we did get to see Donald's new houseboat.
Yes,
and I did cry.
In Disneyland Toontown, yes. And we saw Pete. He walked by us.
Yeah.
But it was so packed we couldn't get a picture with him.
No. He's so tall.
He's big. He's great. So excited. So glad to see Pete. From Anonymous, what shall we name them? Hammerhead. How do you rate the 3 launch pads? The 3 launch pads being DuckTales, Original, Darkwing Duck, and DuckTales 2017.
At the bottom is Original launch pad.
Yeah, he's sexist. Potentially, is he racist sometimes? Maybe some racist things he says.
Yeah.
Offhandedly, definite sexism. Lest we forget.
Hey, watch it! It's your type who give women drivers a bad name!
I'll put in the line here.
Yeah, but
I guess it's DuckTales 2017 Launchpad. What are you thinking about? He's number 1.
He is number 1, actually.
Launchpad jumping out of the moving limo so he wouldn't make Penumbra uncomfortable. Just flinging himself off. He's number 1.
He is number 1. He truly is like the best of both worlds, though. Yeah. I love him.
Stupid, hot, terrible driver.
Yeah.
And pilot.
That's
one thing.
And he wants family, and he's a hero. And, he makes you cry so bad.
Yeah, he's number 1, easily.
Yes.
Like, this Launchpad, Darkwing's Launchpad, is an incredible step up.
Oh, yeah.
From original DuckTales Launchpad. He's not really, he doesn't really get an arc or anything. No. He's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Being a chill guy. Being a himbo.
Yeah.
But, obviously, DuckTales 2017 gives him an arc, gives him character development, like, it just makes him a much more central and important character.
Yeah. And if you haven't read, like, the articles about him on the DuckTales art book, they will make you cry.
Oh, yeah.
I sobbed.
Oh, yeah. Bawled my eyes out.
Yeah.
Like, the people who make the show obviously understand the characters in such a perfect way.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
Like, I'm so used to loving, like, just side characters.
Yeah.
But he is, like...
He's a main character.
He's a main character.
One of the main.
Yeah, and he just is actually, like, given that chance to, like, shine. And I'm like, oh, thank you. You guys understood.
Yeah. Yes, but obviously this Launchpad was the stepping stone to get the DuckTales 2017 Launchpad. Yeah. That Launchpad would not exist without this one.
And he's funny. Like, I'm like...
He's great.
He's so funny.
I believe... This is our last question.
Okay.
From Anonymous. There's only so many characters.
I know. Clovis?
Give us a character from later DuckTales.
Okay. Oh, Darkwing. Liquidator.
Okay. Spoilers. Sneak peek for our next episode. Liquidator says, God, I can't wait for the Darkwing Duck reboot, but at the same time I hope they take as much time as necessary to make it good. Because we end up with a half-assed Darkwing Duck reboot, I'm going to ignore it for the rest of my life and pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we might still be stuck recapping it, and so I don't know if we can forget or ignore it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it so you don't have
Exactly,
to.
exactly. And we'll come up with, we'll do what we did for other things, and we'll come up with better storylines.
Yes, we'll come up with better storylines. You're welcome. We'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, just here hoping and praying for Darkwing Duck reboot news soon. And then Amores Patos can return in full force.
Yes.
Yeah. And we did have just from another anonymous.
Okay.
Who are they?
Who else? Oh my god.
There's so many characters
I
in
know,
the rest
and
of Darkwing.
they're all like... Why can't I fucking remember the neighbor's name? Because I want to be stupid. Herb.
Muddlefoot. So Herb pointed out on
I immediately felt bad near the end of this.
Should it be Honker?
Honker.
It's better.
We're a honker, like, we're pro honker in this
Yeah.
household. I know some people don't like him.
Yeah, he's fine. He's cute.
fine. He's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah, the fact
Yeah.
that Gosalyn's friends with this lame nerdy kid and like doesn't make fun of him.
No.
For, like he's her best friend. It's cute.
I love them. They're so funny. Yeah.
She's the one who says that he asked for no pickles.
Yeah. That's the dynamic.
That's the friend he needs. Anyway, Hunker pointed out that the first 3 episodes of our show are missing.
Oh, I know.
We're missing.
Yes.
I think on Spotify and then in everywhere they were missing. Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops. We totally did not realize, and we fixed it.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you for pointing that out.
I know.
Yeah, they sent that in a while ago. So we saw that and we're like, oh crap,
Shit.
really?
Yeah.
And then we checked.
I was like, how did they go missing?
Yeah. But no worries. They're there again.
Yes.
So if you want to listen to us from the beginning, if you're crazy.
If you sound haunted, go for it. Oh my god.
And that is it for Darkwing.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
No.
Well, our next episode, we're going to cheat a bit.
Yes.
And not do a premiere next. We're going to recap the episode Dry Hard, which is the premiere episode for Liquidator. It's a premiere.
Yeah, no, it's a premiere. What are you talking about? It's a movie. Fuck you. It's like our favorite.
It's our favorite episode of Darkwing Duck. It's perfect.
I think we could do a radio play about it. Like we we quote it at each other.
We could definitely do it. We need something to do the sound effects.
Yeah, it's such a funny episode.
Like rain, water sounds.
Water. We need fucking
professional singers to be their background singers and dancers.
It's an excellent episode.
Yeah. So we'll do that next, just because we want to.
Yeah.
Cause
why not?
And yeah, I mean, stay tuned for that. That might be like in a month.
Yeah.
Again, sorry. But tune in to our Ninja Turtle recap podcast. That's at Foot Clan Radio.
Yes.
You can find Amores Patos at Amores Patos on Tumblr. Twitter, I mean. And Amores Patos podcast on Tumblr.
Yes, that is also our Gmail.
Yes.
Let us know something.
And yeah, I think that is it for us. Let's get dangerous, amigos.
Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous.